Americans in this
Thank
country.
you. Thank you.
So-
And what I have been trying to teach the Asian community is like, friends, do you understand that your success, your prosperity, your civil rights that you enjoy right now was paid for with black blood?
Yes.
Right? And the fact that you don't recognize that shows you how much you take this for granted and how much you don't care about the future. Because
Yes.
if you understood this, you would be grateful for their sacrifice and understand what they have gone through for you to have rights.
Asian American businesses have been operating in Black communities for 60 years. I'll say it again. The Civil Rights Act passed in 1964, and the United States opened the door to Asian immigration in 1965 to put immigrants in the way of Black people. And this idea that the tension between business owners and customers is one of mutual cultural misunderstanding that could be overcome if they just got to know each other better, the time for that has long passed. And as I've said before, the problem with framing the misunderstanding as mutual is where one demographic owns the businesses and the other demographic has to pay. There's no mutuality. There is a power imbalance. The only situation that I could see being beneficial at this point would require Asian Americans to be willing to leverage their ability to secure the business loans, to secure supplier accounts, and to attain business licenses, to open in Black communities specifically to hire Black people to work in the businesses and to provide the professional development opportunities so that Black people can become the leadership in the businesses in their communities. But I don't have a lot of hope that Asian Americans are willing to do that because the Asian American business owners that we see currently are not even willing to treat their Black customers as human. So I fully support Black people boycotting these problematic businesses in their community. And I want to say that I think another thing that non-Black people aren't aware of is that it is not as simple as boycotting the businesses and putting them out of business and then opening your own to compete. Because the system will find ways to still not give them the loans or rezone them so they can't open a business or not grant the business licenses. And suppliers are literally conspiring against Black people who have managed to open a business in their own community to not supply to them because they don't want Black people competing with the Asian American owned businesses in the community. So I wish that I had more to offer in the way of solutions, but I really don't. But please do not gaslight Black people with respect to what the issue is.
And sometimes, the most powerful words come from someone outside the conversation. For years, many people have debated the lasting impact of the Black freedom struggle in America. But when one Asian man publicly shared why he believes Black Americans changed the future for countless people, not just themselves, his message quickly caught people's attention. Many expected disagreement. Instead, it started a conversation about history, sacrifice, and why the achievements of the Black community continue to matter today. Let's take a closer look.
Even though academic studies show that 90% of anti-Asian harassment is done by white people, sure, Black on Asian crime does happen, especially when you factor in proximity, but think about the bigger picture. White supremacy wouldn't allow Asian people to do business in white neighborhoods for decades, so many Asian shops open in Black neighborhoods. White supremacy creates the oppressive conditions for crime when Black and brown folks can't pay for food or shelter. White supremacy culture uses media propaganda to manipulate Asian people into thinking that Black people are all criminals, when in fact, white people have stolen and killed more than anyone in the history of humanity. Calling out anti-Blackness in the Asian community doesn't mean I condone Black on Asian violence. I can both advocate for the eradication of racism and advocate for justice for anyone of any race. The actions of a few in any race will never make me discriminate against a whole group of people I don't even know.
Do you want to know why there's a hate between Asian people and Black people? Let me tell you, there's no hate. Asian people love Black people. Do you want to know why Asian Americans just want to be Black all the time? Like, they just want to be cool because we have no representation in the media. You know what I mean? All we got is white people and then Black comedy. That's all we got. Like, we got Bruce Lee from like the 70s. That's all we got. When we finally like some cartoons that people like, it's like Dragon Ball Z, we're like, yeah, this is awesome. Wait, the Ultimate Form is blonde hair and blue eyes? What the? You know what I mean? So, where's the love? Because love is here. Asian people love black people. So don't forever forget that. Don't ever forget that.
We need to talk about Rick Chow. In 2023, he shot a 14-year-old black boy, Cyrus Carmick Belton. He had shot at 2 people prior to this. And I need the Asian American community to understand that you did not fall out of a coconut tree, that the anti-blackness rooted in the Asian American community is the Asian American community upholding white supremacy. AAPI month is over, but we all need a history lesson. Let me go through a couple things. 1, slavery never ended. I will tie everything together, but stay with me. Slavery never ended. It was actually just the modern prison system. 2, US conquest never ended. It's just much easier to do a regime change and control other people's governments. So Korea and the Philippines, I'm talking in broad strokes to make a point. They are glorified US military bases. The US doesn't just hold hard power over these countries. Many Asian countries, they also hold soft power because America exports its culture. The bedrock of US culture is capitalism, white supremacy, and because of modern slavery, anti-blackness. So when we tempt Asian immigrants to come to America that have consumed the American dream, the allure is the proximity to whiteness. But when you get here, at best, you're a cog in the capitalist machine, and at worst, you too are a glorified serf, a subsistence farmer, someone who has to work just to survive. And you realize you were tricked by the system. But instead of pushing against the system, because then you would have to admit that you are fallible, that you can be tricked, you instead lean into the oppressive system and uphold the tenets of white supremacy in the United States, because you think that one day you'll be rewarded by this. So that anti-blackness that you are performing and mirroring mainstream white culture becomes ingrained in you, and you begin to believe it, and then you begin to spread it and pass it down. And then innocent young black children are murdered without repercussion. If you are an Asian American and you harbor anti-blackness within your heart, you're actually upholding your very own oppression. You're holding the knife of white supremacy to your own neck. Model minority myth meant to divide and conquer us. Just think critically, why does mainstream culture sow so much division? And why do you believe it? Why do you eat it up? I was a teacher for 2 years at many predominantly black institutions, and I grew up in a mostly white town. So I know deeply what indoctrination feels like. Not even against black people, but against what I was taught about myself. If we don't root out this darkness, if we don't break these spells that have been cast upon us just to extract from us, and that is such a deep shame on all of us. And the rot will just continue to eat anything that our community will ever try and build upon this.
Black people saved me. And it's not some tagline. I was born on the streets of South Korea. I begged for money every day, door to door. I got taken from my biological family, put in a home, adopted or sold to an American family that had really great intentions, but they were ill prepared and the system was just messed up. And life didn't really become easier, it became tougher. But black people saved me. Their culture, their music, their resilience. And one day, I hope everyone sees the beauty.
If you are Asian and you feel terrible about the lack of justice done in the Rick Chow case, I want you to open up a browser window and type in Black-owned businesses and then the name of your town. We live in America under capitalism. Our money is going to talk louder than our vote does, or our words. And if you know that any business, local or mega corporation, has done black people dirty, do not spend your money there. I have not set foot in a Target for years. Sometimes I go in there to take up their air conditioning and not spend any money. Sorry. Go try a black-owned restaurant. I promise it's delicious. Find a black-owned nail salon. Don't go in there expecting mega cheap prices, because a lot of these small business owners are navigating generational economic oppression in order to open their businesses. But like I said, what you get can be really, really good and worth it. Before you go spending your money at like an Asian store or other non-black business, you can see in the comments, like in their Google reviews, if they have multiple people who have experienced racism there. If it happens more than a couple times, then maybe don't shop there. Anyway, this is a suggestion that I saw multiple times throughout my comment section from different Black people suggesting that Asian people start shopping at Black businesses if we don't agree with the verdict, and I'm just passing it along.